Hi, Scorpio. Welcome to Pandora Astrology's monthly horoscope for February 2021. In last month's horoscope, I talked about how 2021 feels lighter and brighter than 2020, mostly because Jupiter and Saturn have moved into Aquarius, which has a very different feel from Capricorn. During February, Saturn forms a connection to Chiron that's harmonious and a connection to Uranus that's stressful. So Saturn is super busy this year and is going to bring us many opportunities to understand and also heal our relationship to both the authoritarian and the authoritative. I think that's a real watchword for this year. And in particular, you being Scorpio, a fixed sign, might want to pay attention to anything that you have in your chart between 6 and 12 degrees of Scorpio, or the other fixed signs like Taurus, Leo, and Aquarius, because you're really going to feel the transit of Saturn this year. Now, like last month, where we focused a lot on themes of home and family, that's continuing this month because the big pile of planets in Aquarius remains in your fourth house. And so if you want to address that in a family soul group reading with Julia or me, we'd love to see you for that. And that's really the best place to find better ways to relate with either the family you came from or the family you've created as an adult. And now we're going to look at the movements of some faster moving planets in the chart. Julia, I think you're going to start out with Mars, right?
Oh, yep, I sure am. Well, hey, Scorpio. So Mars, the planet of action, activity, also the planet of anger, is going to be in your seventh house all month. The seventh house is the house of partnership. So this includes our romantic relationships as well as any other partnerships we're a part of, such as a business partnership, for example. So with Mars coming through this house, it could mean on one level that you're expending a lot of energy with your partner. Maybe you guys are planning things together or doing projects together. However, it can be a very conflict-prone time as well. So just be a little bit careful if you feel like diving at each other's throats. And the seventh house can also represent the consultants we hire. So you might have a little bit of friction along the way if you need to hire a new lawyer or a counselor or any other type of consultant in your life too. Now, Venus, the planet of art, beauty, and relationships, begins the month in your fourth house. This is the house of your home, where you live, as well as the house of family, too. So you could be getting along really well with your family or the people you live with during this cycle. If you're in a relationship, then you'll probably want to be enjoying your partner kind of at home, where you guys might be fighting a little bit too, but just enjoying each other, just kind of snuggling up, watching TV, being chill at home. And then on the 25th, Venus is going to be moving into your fifth house, and she really loves to be there. The fifth house is the house of diversions. It's our fun and games. So again, if you're in a relationship, it's a wonderful time to kind of get out of the house and enjoy your partner maybe at a local bar or perhaps doing some kind of shared fun activity together. It's also a great transit if you are single and you want to meet new people, because this is also the house of dating. We can still do that online too if Venus is moving through the fifth house. And if you have any children, then this is going to be a wonderful time for getting along well with them. Now, Mercury, planet of communication and mentation, begins the month retrograde in your fourth house. So with Mercury, when Mercury goes retrograde, we often have to redo or rethink some aspect of our life. So in the fourth house, you could be running into miscommunications with the people that you live with or your family too. And you also might spend this cycle, sort of thinking your whole housing situation. Do I want to keep living here? Where do I want to move next? What do I need to do to my home? And having to sort of review that type of material. Now, on February 8th, we're going to have Epiphany Day, and that's when Mercury closely conjoins the sun. So on Epiphany Day, we can expect more clarity that might help you solve some of your Mercury retrograde problems. Now, Mercury goes direct on February 20th, and that means it's going to stop moving backwards and pivot to start moving forward, but it might take up for a week after February 20th for this whole cycle to finally resolve, because right when it goes direct on the 20th, it's still moving slow, but by the end of a week after the 20th, Mercury should be back to speed again, and that's when we consider the cycle over.
Yes, indeed. Now, earlier in the month, while Mercury still is retrograde, we have the first of this month's moons. and that is a new moon in Aquarius, which, as Julia has said, falls into your 4th house of home and family. The moon in Aquarius is really, really good at viewing emotions through an objective lens. And so under this new moon might be a really good time to look at your family members as if they were friends, and even look at your friends as if they were family members. So that moon is happening on the 11th, and we're calling it leaning into the age of Aquarius because, of course, there's a massive pile of planets in Aquarius during that moon. And if you want to find out more about it, you can find it in our February 2021 news playlist in a video with the other moon this month. Now, on the 18th, the sun leaves Aquarius and moves into Pisces right here. And so we have that, seasonal shift from Aquarius to Pisces. And this is where things begin to kind of leave that Aquarius bundle and move on out into Pisces. Venus will do it by the time the month is over. Mercury is heading out, or at least pointed that way by the time the month is over. And so there's a general egress or shift into the 5th house of fun and play and pleasure and entertainment and creativity and self-expression too. That begins with the season of Pisces. So expect more emphasis on that. And while the sun is there, specifically on the 27th, it's going to come into opposition with the moon in Virgo. So a full moon happens right here. And technically it's on the 27th, but right here in this view, it looks, it's easier to actually see it if I set it to the 26th. Here's the moon in Virgo in your 11th house, the sun in the 5th house in Pisces. This moon we're calling being of service on your own terms. And it brings up the primal dichotomy between Pisces, which represents relaxation, imagination, dream, vision, fantasy, laziness, versus the moon in Virgo, which is so very industrious, meticulous, detail-oriented, hardworking, and artisanal. And so this moon in Virgo is a very hardworking moon, and it's in the 11th house, which is your house of friends. So once again, we have a theme, the moon being emotion, of bringing emotion into the realm of friends and community and friendship in general. So those two themes are going to be blended, and you might find yourself feeling like you want to be of service to your friends under this moon. So we've been saying for a couple of months now that winter is going to be a good time to start new projects, this winter in particular. And that is because many of the outer planets are direct all at one time. There's actually no outer planet that's retrograde right now. The only planet that is retrograde is Mercury. And you know that has a limit. It's going to finish on the 20th and really be over by about the 25th. And when all of the planets are direct in this way, it's just a wonderful opportunity to start really big new projects with some assurance that they will go forward swimmingly. So this winter is a really good time to make that big purchase, like a car or a home or a property, or a fur coat, if that's how you swing. It's a really good time to start that new business, to begin those really big things. Now, you definitely do want to avoid the Mercury retrograde period, which does cover most of February, but by the end of the month and as we're going into March and through March, it's going to continue to be really, really good for those big projects. And I recommend that you do start them. So that's what we have for you today. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please do like it, please do share it widely, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Pandora Astrology. You will find us on pandoraastrology.com, where you can find the monthly forecast. You can check your horoscope there. You can also get a reading with one of us if you like, or even take a class. And until next time, we'll see you around the cosmos. Bye.
Bye-bye.